Today we are going through the Doom Tower Nether Spider. We're going to take two different new approaches to beating the Nether Spider, to making sure we're locking down those additional spiders that are there so we don't get all those poisons on us. And when the spider does its second attack, it brings in those little spiderlings too. So we're not going to have to worry about healing as much. We're just going to control those spiderlings, and we're going to do that with Astralon and Achak. They are amazing. Achak is so amazing for regular spider 1 through 25, and then of course Doom Tower waves. And here Astralon's pretty damn good too, but we don't want our Astralon to be really offensive because he'll probably die. But I'll show you some runs from that, and I'll show you an Astralon that I built a little bit tankier. Let's get over to these champions really quick so you can see the kind of stats I'm working with. It wasn't too crazy. I didn't try to push the limits on them. This Astralon is at 204 speed, and he's got decent attack, no crit rate. I put him in an HP glove because I wanted to keep him alive. When you come into that spider now, the Nether Spider always drops down and attacks first with its spiderling no matter what speed you have. So you got to have somebody that can survive, or you have to have your Mausoleum Mage, your Reliquary Tender, whoever is removing all the debuffs initially. That person or somebody in there needs to be in a shield set to keep Astralon alive when he comes in there. Once we lock down all those spiderlings, we're not going to take a lot of damage. We're not going to have a lot of poison debuffs on us anymore. It's not going to look crazy like you normally see in there, where you're bringing so many people to remove debuffs, and you might not have that. Maybe you have him from the fusion you did. So there he is at 204 speed, plus he's going to get a lot of turn meter increase right when those spiderlings drop in and the main spider hits everybody. His turn meter is going to go up really fast. So shields are kind of the best thing in there to keep him alive, but we can bring him back to life. We'll see here in a minute. So once he starts popping off and doing these stuns, it's fun. It's a lot of fun with that one. Let's go look at Achak. Achak here, I have him pretty fast on this one, I think. You don't have to have this guy anywhere near 243. You just got to have the accuracy on both of them, because we're stunning and we're freezing here. We're going to freeze all the spiderlings. Whenever we have a burn up, we're going to get healed, and then whenever there's a person that's frozen, an enemy that's frozen that takes a turn, everybody on our team gets a 10% turn meter increase. So we're going to freeze 4 spiderlings. All those additional heals, and he'll come back around and give us the strengthen where we take 25% less damage. I think he's better than Astralon, but Astralon's pretty fun too. Doom Tower 110 hard than Nether Spider. I prefer Mordecai going through here, because Mordecai, since we're actually CCing the spiders. Now you know, Drexstar Blood Twin in all the Doom Tower bosses, except for the Magma Dragon, is always great. Do it. You can beat them all. But here, you're going to beat it much faster if you have Mordecai, because Mordecai is going to throw the burns out on everyone. If we're actually crowd controlling, if we're stunning and freezing the spiderlings, they're not able to hit Drexstar Blood Twin to get all those burns up and to take it down faster. So Mordecai is better, but we're not actually going to use Mordecai. We're still going to use Drexstar. So right there, did you see that? So if you're having issues coming through here on these Duchess, on 110 Doom Tower hard, because they are reviving everyone and hiding all the time. 2 Duchess, right? To get through there on 110 Doom Tower hard, this is your guy. Astralon, because this is what he was built for, right? They're under veil, boom. He takes away all their buffs and he stuns them. And now we can work to beat those Duchess down. But you have to make sure that you go in there and make a team and force them to do their moves. We have to force Astralon, we have to force Achak to do their A3, to make sure that they do their stun and do their freeze. Otherwise, we never had this option before. We didn't have the ability to tell the AI to do these moves, to force them to do these moves. So this was never an option. We could never have this happen, because when we fought, well, we could do it on manual. Yes, we could do it on manual to get through there. You're right. But we never had the option to force them to do it, because nobody will do their AoE on the spider, because the spiderlings are there. It was programmed that if anybody had an AoE, they wouldn't do it. So now we're going to force these people to do their AoEs. We're going to skip forward here. We've got quite a few runs to show, so let's get through the waves. All right, the waves can be menacing. I've done 15 runs, and it took me like an hour and a half, because those 2 Duchess, and they never want to target those Duchess. They always want to target everybody else, let them die, and then the Duchess just keeps reviving them. It's crazy. I don't know why we have 2 Duchess in there, but we do. All right, so we're at the spider. Right when they come in, no amount of speed will ever have you go first against the Nether Spider. So it's always going to drop down, and it's always going to do these poisons with the spiderlings. But you have somebody in here to clear it off. You always bring somebody like Reliquary Tender, Mausoleum Mage, Raglan. There are so many now. Fish, the other guy with all the fish around his neck and stuff. Anybody out there that can remove debuffs, you want that person ready to go. And they always are, right here. So there she goes. Reliquary Tinder removes it all. Our Astrolon is still alive. We did have a shield set, I think, on Mausoleum Mage to keep Astrolon so he wouldn't take as much damage right there in that first volley. So he did the AoE already. He stunned all the Spiderlings. They are stunned. They're not going to attack us. Astrolon's getting a lot of turn meter right now. Whenever the enemy hits all of the allies, he gets a 3% turn meter increase per each of them hit. So it goes pretty quickly. He's a 4-turn cooldown to do this, but their speed on the Spiderlings is so slow. With the Chak and with him, it's just crazy. They just stay stunned. Stunned or frozen. And that means we're not even... Look at the poisons on us. Look at the amount. Normally, we'd be full. We'd have so many because the Spiderlings are hitting us, because the Mama Spider is going to get us. Now, when she does her A2, I think it is, she pulls all of them in again. Now, hopefully, we'll have them stunned just like this. Look. And this is, what's amazing about it is that, yes, it's a 4-turn cooldown, but we're getting turn meter increase like this. So we're cycling through his ability so quickly. And then with a Chak, his is a 3-turn cooldown, and we're getting a crazy amount of turn meter increase whenever somebody frozen takes a turn, and we're getting those heals whenever somebody's burned. So this would be faster, of course, as you can see if we had Mordecai. Mordecai would throw out burns on everybody. He doesn't do any damage when he does that. If we brought in somebody like Ignatius to throw out burns, it wouldn't work out. It still would not work out for us. So either Mordecai or Drexstar still. And Drexstar's fine. Drexstar there, we didn't actually get the stun up again. So I guess we could make our Astrolon a little bit faster to make sure he can cycle through and get it. But it's enough. I mean, you can see we're clearly not getting that many poisons up on us. It's working out really well to crowd control them instead of just letting them do what they're going to do. And we've got all these buffs up. I mean, all these buffs are keeping us alive, of course, just like normal. This looks like a normal run. We would be clearing off all of that. We'd be bringing in somebody. Instead of Astrolon, you could bring in somebody else to remove debuffs or to heal you even further or give you shields. You can, right? But here, I mean, it looks like, to me, if you don't have as strong of a team, if you're struggling on this boss, this is a good way to get through it, especially if you want to do it on auto. You don't have to do it on auto, but if you want to do it on auto, you have a very high success rate because you want to make sure right when you zone in that you remove all those debuffs, and then you want to make sure that they have their skills ready to go, ready to stun them and ready to freeze them. If you do that and then stay on top of it, you will get past the Nether Spider and be able to progress in the Doom Tower. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to beat this. You can see that we're going to beat it. Astrolon is back up. He's healed back up. He's eventually going to stun them again. He's going to heal. He's going to stun them right there. They're stunned. They're stunned. Now, if you don't have enough accuracy or if you hit that 3% chance to be resisted, the Spiderlings will heal the Mama Spider a little bit. Anytime the Spiderlings counterattack, they heal the big spider. So if you're noticing that you're not taking the spider down, you don't have enough accuracy. You're not getting those stuns off for some reason, and the spider is getting life. That's the only thing that would stop you there. Let's go into the next run here with a Chak, right? Okay, so we got a Chak. Actually, we're going to bring a Chak and Whisper in on this one, maybe. I was going to see if I could bring some kind of DPS champion. A fragile DPS champion that's probably going to die because we don't have any shields. They're going to die from that first hit, right, when we zone in. And to give us a little DPS to get through the waves. Now, I only picked Whisper because she was single target and I had a little bit of gear on her. Nothing's fancy at all. So I threw her in here to test it out, to make sure that you could do it. Bring in whatever high damage DPSer you have and bring it in. Not to do AoE, mind you, just to do their single target moves if you wanted to, but you might as well just bring in another person that can remove debuffs. Really, I mean, you're gonna burn it down anyways. Why play it fast and loose like this when you could just bring in somebody else in Whisper's place to remove debuffs or give your team heals? And look, she's dead. She can't take that volley. We don't have any kind of shields up. So here we go. We're gonna revive her back, of course. Now she's up. She's gonna stay up for a while because once we start rotating through all these freeze, that's it. And they take a turn with those freeze. Everybody gets a turn meter increase. They take a turn with a burn. We get a heal from a Chak's passive. It's pretty nutty. He's great for everything. He's so good for everything, and he's so good for this spider. So if you're having issues with this spider and you have a Chak, you've leveled him up, use him in Doom Tower Waves, you use him in Spider 1 through 25, use him in here too. It will help you to make it so your team doesn't have to be as strong. And you don't have to have so many healers. Or maybe you have all those healers right now and you're still dying. You're like, Stu, I've got these healers, but I'm still getting beat down. All right, here you go. Make it so that these spiderlings don't put all those poisons up on you, and then when the mama spider does the pull in too, that doesn't happen either. I mean, it's crazy. Compared to what we normally see, we normally just see poisons upon poisons, and we're rushing as fast as possible to get back around to clear off all debuffs. And if we can't clear those debuffs, the mother spider, when she attacks, she does poison explosion. That's the biggest thing, right? We have all these poisons up, all these poison sensitivities up, multiple stacks of them, and then she's going to hit us and do poison explosion and kill us. But now it doesn't matter. If she's going to do poison explosion, it's not going to be in very many stacks or even very many poisons at all. And mostly we're going to have it taken care of with a Reliquary Tinder type champion to remove all debuffs. And we're keeping, and you know it's working out because we're keeping a high attack champion, low HP, low defense champion alive. Okay, this one is with 2 Reliquary Tinders. We have a level 50 Reliquary Tinder and a level 60. Just what I was talking about before. So instead of bringing in that DPS, just bring in another support champion. Reliquary Tinder, 3-turn cooldown, and remove all debuffs and put up the regen. Now, I don't like Reliquary Tinder anywhere else in this game. I really do not like that rare champion. But for this, she is amazing because we have to remove those debuffs, especially right when we come in there. So now you can. Now you can survive because you're not going to have all that stuff on you. There they are. They're all stunned again, except for that one on the far right got resisted. So I think the spider healed right then. So that might happen. It might happen. You know, you get a 3% chance to resist. You might get resisted. That spider is going to attack back and then heal the mother spider whenever they counterattack. But it's okay. You're still not having all these debuffs on you. You're still going to make it. Let me know if this helped you out. I think it's a wonderful strategy. Somebody actually told it to me either on stream a month ago or on Discord. They were like, hey, Stu, throw a Chak in there. He's amazing. I can't remember who said that, but somebody out there told me. I hope it helps you all out. Let us know down below. Thank you so much for your time and your support. I will see you guys all on a video soon.